Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. News at 12.
In the local scene, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Albay has officially declared Municipal Ordinance Number 013-2025 of Santo Domingo valid and operative, fully approving the municipality's policy to institutionalize a drug-free workplace across its government offices. In a committee report by the Committee on Laws, Rules and Oversight chaired by Board Member Attorney Sheena Marie C. Unrubia de la Cruz, the Provincial Board found the ordinance fully consistent with national policies promoting a safe, healthy and productive working environment in government service. The approved ordinance establishes comprehensive measures for substance abuse prevention and awareness, authorized drug testing, employee assistance, intervention, and rehabilitation, along with administrative accountability and strict confidentiality safeguards. Coverage extends to both elective local officials and appointive public officers who are governed by pertinent national directives, including Dangerous Drugs Board Regulation Number 13, Series of 2018, and Civil Service Commission Memorandum Circular Number 13, Series of 2017. Under the policy, a positive initial screening test will not serve as a final determination of drug use. The municipality is required to follow mandatory confirmatory testing challenge procedures and due process guarantees under Republic Act No. 9165, Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. The committee noted that funding and resource allocation for the policy's implementation will adhere to standard budgeting, accounting, procurement, and auditing regulations. Furthermore, medical records and testing results will be treated with strict legal confidentiality. In other story, the provincial government of Albay, through the Albay Park and Wildlife Rescue Center, successfully conducted a specialized wildlife handling training for personnel from the Department of Environment and Natural Resources Region 5, Conservation and Development Division. The capacity building initiative focused on equipping field personnel with essential practical skills and safety protocols for rescuing, rehabilitating, transporting, and researching wild animals. Instructors emphasized practical handling techniques to minimize animal stress and prevent injury while strictly complying with Philippine wildlife protection laws. The hands-on session was facilitated by the Albay Park and Wildlife Rescue Team, led by Dr. Franz Vollmer Colombo, alongside Mr. P.J. Mabini Rico and Mr. Carlo N. Morante. Demonstrations ensured all animals were handled safely and ethically under expert supervision. Through this joint effort, DENR, Region 5, and local provincial authorities aim to enhance regional capacity for responsible wildlife management and biodiversity conservation. In other news, the provincial government of Albay, through the Provincial Tourism, Culture and Arts Office, partnered with the UP Asian Institute of Tourism to conduct a tourism rapid assessment to support the update of the Albay Tourism Development Plan. The assessment offers an opportunity to review the province's tourism resources, current conditions, opportunities, and potential areas for further development. The updated Tourism Development Plan will serve as a strategic roadmap to strengthen the province's tourism sector and guide coordinated efforts among government, communities, and private stakeholders. The plan will also promote sustainable, inclusive, and coordinated tourism development that benefits local communities and creates opportunities for the province's tourism economy. Through this collaborative assessment, the province of Albay and its tourism partners continue to develop a clearer, more responsive direction for the long-term growth of tourism in the province. In the national scene, Typhoon Odell is expected to enter the Philippine area of responsibility on Monday and strengthen the southwest monsoon or habagat, the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration said. As of 3 a.m., Odell was located 1,660 kilometers east-northeast of extreme northern Luzon, with maximum sustained winds of 175 kilometers per hour near the center. The typhoon was moving northwestward at 30 kilometers per hour and may strengthen into a super typhoon before exiting the PAR on Tuesday, and once inside the PAR, Odell will be locally named Obet. Metro Manila, Ilocos Region, Cordillera, Administrative Region, Central Luzon, the rest of Cagayan Valley, Cavite, Batangas, and Rizal may also experience cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. The rest of the country may have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers caused by localized thunderstorms. Pagasa also warned of moderate to strong southwest winds and moderate to rough seas in the northern and western sections of Luzon. Pagasa is monitoring another tropical depression located 1,330 kilometers east of southern Luzon, but it is not expected to enter the PAR. Tropical Depression Gainari, formerly known as Neneng, is already outside the PAR, near Taiwan, but continues to enhance the southwest monsoon. In other story, the Philippine National Police Highway Patrol Group PNP-HPG has relieved 13 personnel, including its National Capital Region NCR chief, following an uncoordinated raid that led to a confrontation with Bureau of Customs BOC agents at a warehouse in Bulacan. PNP-HPG Director Brigadier General Romel Batangan ordered the relief effective August 20 to allow an impartial investigation into the incident. Among those relieved was HPG NCR Chief Colonel Joey Tomas Caize, along with 12 other officers and personnel. Batangan said appropriate action will be taken based on the results of the investigation and in accordance with due process. The incident happened last week when armed HPG operatives in civilian clothes entered a Bulacan warehouse and frisked uniformed or ununiformed custom personnel during a cigarette incineration operation. An initial review found that the incident resulted from operational confusion as the HPG team was actually targeting a different location in the area. BOC Chief of Staff and spokesperson Chris Noel Bendijo called the incident unacceptable, saying it could have been avoided through proper coordination. The PNP-HPG said it will continue the investigation and take the necessary action based on its findings, as the standoff was later diffused after BOC officials intervened. In other news, Newly appointed National Capital Region Police Office NCRPO officer in charge, Brigadier General Christopher Abrahano, has ordered greater police visibility and faster emergency response across Metro Manila. Abrahano assumed leadership of the NCRPO on Sunday during a change of command ceremony at Camp Bagong Tiwa in Taguig City. He said the NCRPO will strengthen proactive anti-crime measures to provide faster and more responsive police service to the public. Every beat covered, every call answered, Abrahano said, outlining his expectation for police personnel under his leadership. He also assured Metro Manila residents that police services should be accessible to everyone regardless of their influence or connections. Abrahano said the NCRPO will follow the directives of PNP Chief General Jose Melesio Nartates Jr. in strengthening police services in the capital region. A member of the PNP Academy class of 1996, Abrahano previously served as Chief of the Police Regional Office Northern Mindanao. He replaced Major General Anthony Aberin, who reached the mandatory retirement age of 56. And in the news outside the country, Israeli police arrested two teenagers after a video showed an elderly Palestinian amputee being assaulted by a young settler in the occupied West Bank. The incident happened in Al-Rakis village in the Musafir Yatta area south of Hebron. Police said a 16-year-old from the nearby Israeli outpost of Avigail was arrested for allegedly striking 60-year-old Sheikh Said Al-Amor with a wooden stick. A 17-year-old from Jerusalem was also arrested on suspicion of recording the assault, while an unlicensed vehicle linked to the incident was seized. The 16-year-old remains in custody pending a court hearing, while the second suspect was placed under house arrest. Al-Amor, a local farmer and land rights advocate, lost his right leg in April 2025 after being shot during a confrontation on his farmland. The incident comes amid continuing tensions between Palestinian villagers and Israeli settlers in Musafir Yatta, where settlement expansion and military restrictions have fueled repeated confrontations. In other story, Japanese researchers found that commoners living in Japan's cities during the Edo and Meiji periods had diets richer in minerals than people today. The study, published in the journal Scientific Reports, analyzed hair samples found in old Japanese books from the 17th to 19th centuries. Researchers from Ryukoku University, the National Institute of Japanese Literature, and other institutions examined hair from around 400 books published mainly in present-day Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. The analysis showed that the hair samples had higher levels of essential minerals, including potassium, calcium, manganese, iron, copper, and chlorine, compared with modern people. The research also suggested that people during the Edo period relied heavily on rice and sea fish for their diet. Potassium and silicon levels declined over time, which researchers linked to the growing practice of eating milled white rice instead of brown rice. Minerals found in sea fish, including calcium, iron, manganese, and copper, remained relatively high. Researchers said the trend may have been linked to greater fish consumption as transportation networks improved and fish meal fertilizer became more widespread. Professor Atsushi Moriyama said the findings showed that while Edo-period meals were considered simple, they provided more minerals than many modern diets. He said the research could offer clues about which nutrients people may need to include more in their diets today. And finally, in the news outside the country with reference to the Philippines, the Armed Forces of the Philippines rejected China's claim that Manila had agreed to remove the BRP Sierra Madre from Ayungin Shoal, stating that no binding commitment was ever made. AFP West Philippine Sea spokesperson retired Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad said the Philippines will continue to maintain its presence at Ayungin Shoal and protect its sovereign rights. Trinidad also cited the 2016 arbitral ruling that recognized Ayungin Shoal as a low tide elevation within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. The AFP said the BRP Sierra Madre, which was grounded at Ayungin Shoal in 1999, remains a lawful Philippine military outpost. The Department of National Defense welcomed the entry into force of the acquisition and cross-servicing agreement between the Philippines and Japan. The agreement will support military cooperation, including joint exercises, humanitarian assistance, and disaster response operation. That's on News at 12, August 25, 2026. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. Thanks to our news writers, LJ Lurejo and Ian Buitre. And on the technical side, Ted Bobis, our Provincial Information Officer, OIC Mari Gonzalez. And under the supervision of our Governor, Noel Irusal, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing. Albay in my heart.